Welcome to the source. Happy Easter Sunday. I'm Henna Tellsell and this is the Source Podcast, your source of inspiration and good things. Here we dedicate each episode to a common celebration of the day it airs or the one we create with themes for organic wellness, creativity and life coaching. And this Holy Easter Sunday, we use the theme of resurrection to revive a project or goal, to instill hope for a better future, grateful for those who have had to sacrifice something before for us to live as well as we do here and now. What is a resurrection? We know that Jesus died on the cross and rose on the third day, taking on our sins and became the Son of God. It tells us that death isn't always final, whether to live on spiritually or how we continue to make an impact after our passing on earth. In Jesus' case, this means to walk in his footsteps by showing tolerance and compassion. Then we must ask ourselves, which kind of legacy would you like to leave behind or to lead the next generation with? I think most people think of what they leave behind after coming of age or seeing a loved one pass away. The collective evolution is the sum of all those who have lived before us and what they have created. Life is sustained by our developments that the next generation continue to use and develop more. Take a moment and acknowledge your gratitude for those who have invented something you use every day, like those who have built in electricity into our homes and offices, as well as manufactured phones and laptops that we nowadays almost take for granted to have. I am so old that I remember using a typewriter first. My dad, who is an author, had first a regular mechanical and then an electric. I got my own first typewriter at the age of 10 when I published my first little paid letter to the editor for a youth page in a daily Swedish newspaper. First time I used a computer was at a job where I digitalized an entire inventory for a car part firm in my early 20s. While we might sit in front of our screens too much sometimes, it certainly isn't something I would like to live without. Would you? Is there something else that is an invention you use daily or often that you really appreciate? Who made it? To resurrect something can also mean to reset something or to revive it, which is in the line with reusing that is an important aspect of living sustainably. My example is that I have just recently begun to redo an old exam paper for my master's degree in work-life science in Sweden. It's one of those annoying things I've been carrying around as a totally unnecessary failure that could have been corrected already more than 20 years ago when I first wrote it, would have just gotten clear direction about what it needed to improve. I never did then and had been working on it for almost 6 months, including traveling to do interviews with coaches in New York City that then was a new profession in Sweden. Perhaps too new and therefore somewhat controversial and suspicious looked upon. The whole institution at my old university got cancelled and there was a lot of humdrums. My focus then and now is the dialogue and how this is used differently as a tool for various professions and how the Socratic dialogue is the one to strive for, to enable true personal learning and growth. Now I received feedback on my old thesis to know what to improve at another university where I've registered and will be focused on perfecting for the next couple of months. And drumroll! This, I've just recently found out, also enables me to become more eligible for one of the categories to apply for a green card to live in the United States, which is something I wanted for a long time. How is that for a goal becoming a reward? So, back to the drawing board, back to reading course literature and writing in an academic manner. I've also realized how much I've learned since then, which makes it both easier and more motivating to get my thesis done. Do you have any old projects, plans or ideas that you'd like to revive and resurrect? What is needed to make this happen? What can you restore and develop? It is when we put in our effort sincerely and like what we're doing that we naturally increase our hope for a better tomorrow. We enable it ourselves when we blow more life into our creations and even more so when we work in community. Together we find a new purpose or renew an old. What do you need to learn to move forward with your plans and dreams? Who can you learn with? And how can this become your purpose? The next episode of the Source Podcast drops on April the 8th on Feng Shui or Wednesday. Listen then. Thanks for listening. Please rate, review, and subscribe for more life coaching tips. And remember, care about yourself, others, and Earth. Aloha!